Regular Show isn't just a comedy about a park. It's a huge adventure that changes the fate of the universe, with secrets hidden in every episode. Have you ever wondered how an ordinary park could shake up the universe? Forget everything you know about cartoons, because this story is filled with mystery from start to finish. Hit the subscribe button to support us on this adventure. Spanning 8 seasons and 261 episodes, this series chronologically explores everything from Mordecai and Rigby's ordinary workdays to the epic finale where Pops rewrites the universe. Together, we'll delve into each character's past, the mysterious underworld of the park, and the reason behind the universe's constant resetting. Mordecai's dreams, Rigby's chaos, Skip's immortality, and Pops' destiny all individually form this grand picture. Watch the video until the end, because when you learn why the universe changed forever in the finale, you'll be stunned too. Pops is undoubtedly the strangest and deepest character in the series. At first glance, he appears to be nothing more than an innocent, somewhat clumsy, big-headed man. However, behind his round face lies an ancient past that has determined the balance of the universe countless times. His smile may appear innocent, but his laughter carries an ancient secret mixed with stardust. Pops is not actually from Earth. He was born in the legendary Lollyland, which shines at the heart of the universe. There, the sky is covered with cotton candy clouds and the streets are made of stardust. Every corner of Lollyland looks like it came straight out of a storybook, but its destiny is harsh. When he was born, he was given the name Mega Cranus. Everyone soon started calling him by a simple but affectionate nickname, Pops. His father, Mr. Maellard, is a wealthy businessman with an authoritarian attitude. His mother, however, is a calm and compassionate presence, as serene as the celestial bodies. Despite his family's expectations, Pops always preserved the pure light within him, choosing hugs over fights and laughter over anger. But fate demanded not only that he remain kind-hearted, but also that he shoulder the balance of the entire universe. Even as a child, the same dream that had woken Pops from his sleep returned time and again. He saw scenes of stars exploding one by one and galaxies disappearing and being reborn in endless cycles. His father dismissed these images as childish fantasies, yet each dream was a harbinger of the ancient war between light and shadow. Pops' existence was the only thing that could end this cycle, which had been repeated millions of times. His father's only wish was to protect his son from this heavy fate, so he sent Pops to Earth and arranged for him to work at the park he managed. This exile was also a new beginning. At first, Pops struggled to adapt to human society. He didn't understand even the simplest jokes and was confused by the strange customs of Earthlings. However, the purity of his heart won him the affection of the park crew. For Pops, the park became more than just a job. It was the first real family he had found on his journey through the stars. As strange events in the park increased over time, Pops' dreams intensified. Despite Skip's thousands of years of wisdom and the dimensional portals that Mordecai and Rigby had unwittingly opened, everything pointed to one thing: the impending return of Anti-Pops. Anti-Pops was the twin brother of Pops and represented chaos. In every cycle of the universe, the two brothers faced off against each other. When one won, the universe would either be completely destroyed or reborn. This cycle had repeated millions of times, with neither side achieving permanent victory. At the end of the video, we'll discuss how the war finally ended, so make sure you watch the video all the way through. Now, let's get to know Mordecai and Rigby better through their endless adventures. Mordecai was a quiet but creative raven who grew up in the suburbs. He loved drawing and playing music and dreamed of attending art school one day. Rigby, on the other hand, was the complete opposite, a hyperactive, rule-breaking raccoon. Throughout their childhood, they played pranks in the neighborhood and got into mischief that tested their teachers' patience. Rigby's uncontrollable energy and Mordecai's balanced personality made them the perfect duo. They attended the same high school and quickly became inseparable friends. Although Rigby's spontaneous ideas constantly clashed with Mordecai's methodical nature, the pair always managed to laugh off the chaos. After graduating, they couldn't decide what to study, so they embarked on an adventure. Neither of them found a path after graduation that matched their dreams. Mordecai wanted to attend art school, but a lack of funds and motivation prevented him from doing so. Meanwhile, Rigby lacked the discipline to get a proper job. One day, they saw a job advert for mowing the park lawns and applied, thinking, "At least it'll be fun." Little did they know that this decision would not just be a temporary job, but the beginning of a journey that would affect the fate of the universe. From their first days in the park, they shied away from responsibility and embraced fun. Even simple tasks turned into absurd disasters in their hands. They opened time portals while playing video games and transported an ordinary picnic to another dimension, and even accidentally participating in an alien tournament. With each incident, Benson's patience wore thinner, yet the two friends' bond grew stronger. If you're enjoying the video, please support us by subscribing and liking it. As the seasons progressed, Mordecai and Rigby's friendship evolved beyond mere fun and games. However, when Mordecai began to develop romantic feelings for Margaret, who worked at the park, the balance shifted. Rigby Rigby felt jealous but tried to suppress his feelings so as not to lose his friend. At the same time, he began to mature thanks to his growing friendship with Eileen. This process wore down Rigby's childish side and his aversion to responsibility. For Mordecai, this period was a test of his ability to balance dreams with reality. He tried to strike a balance between his passion for art, his work in the park, and his relationships. Rigby's constant support was his greatest strength in getting through this turbulent time. When Auntie Pops returned and the universe was threatened with destruction, Mordecai and Rigby became more than just a mischievous duo. They were the heart of the park crew. Although Skip's ancient wisdom and Pop's cosmic power were important, it was Mordecai and Rigby's belief and friendship that ultimately saved the world. Their unwavering trust in each other inspired Pops to make the right decision. In the final battle, they both faced death. Instead of being afraid, however, they remembered all the crazy moments they had shared on their past adventures. These memories gave Pops the courage to forgive his brother and break the cycle. Skips, the strongest and quietest member of the park team, is much more than he seems. With his muscular arms and boundless energy, he is more than just someone who gets the job done. He is also a living witness to some of the universe's oldest secrets. His true story is one of friendship and sacrifice, but also of endless loneliness. Originally named Walks, Skips was once an ordinary human being. Born on Earth thousands of years ago, he was an ordinary young man with a curious nature. His childhood fascination with exploration drew him to mysterious events. His greatest dream was to live a long and happy life with Mona, the woman he loved. However, the great loss he suffered at a young age changed his destiny irrevocably. Mona's sudden death plunged Walks into deep despair. The pain of losing his beloved pushed him into mourning and searching for meaning. During this period, he met a mystical sage who offered him the opportunity to transcend time. In exchange for immortality, Walks would dedicate his life to preserving the balance of the universe. Consumed by the pain of losing Mona, Walks accepted this offer. But the price was high. Time would no longer be a straight line for him. He would have to experience each day and each century step by step rather than leap over them. That's why he became known as Skips, because he could no longer skip time. Do you think Skips was right to accept this offer? Share your thoughts in the comments. After this decision, Skips witnessed thousands of years of human history. He saw empires rise and fall and technology advance. Although he made new friends in every era, he saw them grow old and disappear, left an ever-present wound of loneliness in his heart. For this reason, Skips often keeps his feelings to himself. He doesn't want to burden others with the pain of the past. After centuries of wandering, he finally began working at Mr. Maellard's park. For him, this park was not just a job, but a new family and a source of meaning. He had to endure Mordecai and Rigby's endless chaos and Benson's obsession with discipline, Muscle Man's jokes. They all allowed Skips to experience the liveliness he had longed for throughout his long life. Skip's strength comes not only from his muscles, but also from his vast experience. His knowledge of time travel, parallel universes, and cosmic beings has saved the park crew countless times. When Mordecai and Rigby accidentally slip into other dimensions or open a portal that threatens the universe, Skips is always the first person they call. The park's disciplined manager, Benson, had loved order and planning ever since childhood. Even then, he would arrange his toys by color and finish his homework days in advance. This need for control distanced him from most of his peers during his youth, but it also honed his leadership skills. He started working at an early age, holding various jobs, and eventually became the manager of Mr. Maellard's park. Although he is known for his stern demeanor, Benson has a deep affection for his team. Despite frequently experiencing outbursts of anger in response to Mordecai and Rigby's constant chaos, he prefers to train them rather than fire them. He is actually the father figure of the park team, with his orderliness, patience, and hidden compassion. Could this team survive a single day without Benson? Write yes or no in the comments to show your appreciation for Benson. Muscle Man, whose real name is Mitch Sorenstein, grew up in a working-class family. The strong bond he formed with his father was the most important thing in his life. Losing his father at a young age had a profound effect on Mitch. However, he used humor as both a defense mechanism and a path to healing. The "my mom" jokes were actually an effort to ease the pain of loss. When he started working at the park, he brought muscle power and endless jokes, made the work easier, and boosted the team's energy. Although his chaotic humor often caused problems, however, the courage he showed in critical moments made him an indispensable part of the team. Muscle Man's closest friend and the park's most mysterious member is High Five Ghost. Gets his name from his hand, which is always in a high five position, but a mysterious accident turned him into a ghost. This transformation severed his ties to the world, but his sense of loyalty remained intact. Fives usually gives one-word answers.
Why not?
Because I'm jinxed too.
However, in the most critical moments, he intervenes just in time, becoming the team's invisible hero. His friendship with Muscle Man is one of the quietest yet strongest bonds in the series. Would you like to see more episodes about High Five Ghost's past? Write absolutely in the comments to let us know. We now know each member of the park team intimately. So what happened when these heroes with different past came together? Let's delve deep into the story. From the day they started working at the park, Mordecai and Rigby became famous for turning ordinary tasks into inevitable disasters. One day, while setting out to mow the lawn, they opened a portal that sucked them into an alternate dimension. Another time, while simply trying to play a video game, they broke through time and found themselves in the past. Muscle Man's jokes, Benson's patience, and Skips' wisdom somehow managed to bring them back to normal at the end of each adventure. There was an invisible pattern behind these events. What initially seemed like fun chaos gradually revealed itself as the seasons progressed, into small signs pointing to the universe being trapped in a repeating cycle. Skips' warnings from the past and Pops' strange dreams were just two examples of this. Cosmic beings suddenly appearing in the park were harbingers of the great conflict to come, the confrontation between Pops and anti-Pops. Every mission in the park was actually a rehearsal for this finale. Mordecai and Rigby started to take responsibility. Benson was letting go of his control issues and learning to trust his team. It was all in preparation for the big decision ahead. As the final season approached, the sky began to darken and the balance of the universe began to falter. The force behind this chaos was Pops' brother, Anti-Pops. Anti-Pops represented the eternal conflict between light and darkness, returned in every cycle to destroy the universe and restart it. The only difference this time was the presence of Mordecai and Rigby. Their pure friendship made something possible that had never been possible before. When the universe's balance was completely disrupted, the park was uprooted and transported among the stars in an instant. Suddenly, the sky darkened, and star clusters, supernovae, and spinning galaxies created a scene around the park reminiscent of a battlefield. Lawnmowers, benches, and even soda machines floated in the void of space. The park crew faced the vastness of the cosmos for the first time in their lives. When the Anti-Pops appeared, unleashing a terrifying wave of energy, the very fabric of time itself bent. Every star trembled as if about to explode, and a rumble echoing from the depths of space pierced the team's hearts. Thanks to Benson's commands, Skips' ancient wisdom, and Mordecai and Rigby's quick thinking, the park crew managed to repel the Anti-Pops' initial attack. The Anti-Pops' power wasn't limited to attacks, however. With each blow, the timeline fractured, and the park passed suddenly through past adventures. Mordecai and Rigby experienced flashbacks to their childhood days and caught glimpses of possible futures. These visions filled the duo with both fear and courage. Skips recognized the repetition of cycles he had witnessed over centuries, found small signs that, this time, a different outcome might be possible. Anti-Pops approached Pops, attempting to destroy him as in every cycle. However, Pops was no longer a prisoner of past cycles. Drawing strength from his friendship with Mordecai and Rigby, he chose to forgive his brother instead of fighting him. Anti-Pops initially responded with anger, but when confronted with Pops' pure love, his energy slowly began to fade. Pops embraced his brother and they drifted together towards the heart of the galaxy. This embrace signified peace not only between the two brothers, but also the end of the universe's cycle, repeated millions of times. A dazzling light burst forth. This light emanating from the galaxies heralded both an end and a new beginning. When the park team closed their eyes, the universe fell completely silent. After the Big Bang, the universe was reshaped. When they opened their eyes again, time had returned to normal, yet nothing was the same. Pops was gone, but his love and sacrifice permeated every particle of the universe. The story didn't end there, though. The final chapter took us 25 years into the future. Mordecai had become a world-renowned artist. He had enrolled in the art school he had dreamed of attending in his youth, and was showcasing his drawing talent at major exhibitions. He had also started a family and was teaching his children the importance of friendship and sacrifice. One thing he had learned during his park days was that true artistic inspiration came from human relationships. Rigby had undergone a completely different transformation. He had married Eileen and become a father of two, willingly embracing the responsibilities he had once fled from. His past laziness and chaos had turned into a sense of humor that warmed his family life. Although Benson was still the parks director, he wasn't as strict as before. The flexibility he had learned from Mordecai and Rigby over the years had made him a better manager and a wiser friend. Skips, of course, still looked the same. He continued to protect the park with his centuries of wisdom. This time, however, he didn't feel alone. While keeping an eye on the new generation of employees, every time he looked up at the starry sky that reminded him of Pops' sacrifice, he would say, "The cycle is over, but the friendship continues." Meanwhile, Muscle Man and High Five Ghost were still making the park echo with their jokes. Mitch's legendary "My Mum" jokes were no longer just a joke. They had become a symbol of enjoying life despite past losses. And so, the journey of Regular Show, filled with mysteries from start to finish, comes to an end. What lesson did you learn from this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and like this video to help us reach more regular show fans. Subscribe for more legendary stories. The next video has a brand new adventure waiting to surprise you.